Hello, I am Pramod Kumar. Today we will study microeconomics. Our chapter is theory of consumer behavior and the section is market demand. Before this we have seen demand. So while seeing demand, you must have noticed demand curve. This is the demand curve, price, quantity. This is a curve, Q is equal to dP. You would also have seen linear demand curve, price, quantity. This point is A upon B, this is A, and this is Q is equal to A minus BP. So these are individual demands. Out of individual demands in any market, there will be so many consumers, not only one consumer. So at any point of time, we would like to know what is the market demand, means aggregation of the individual demands. So how do we do that? Suppose there are two consumers in the market, right? In order to make it simple, we will suppose that there are two consumers in the market. So what happens? There is a way to measure their market demand, measure the market demand through a way of horizontal summations of the individual demand curves, right? How do we do that? Suppose there is consumer 1, right? And at price P prime, he or she is willing to buy Q prime 1, right? There is a consumer. So at price P prime, that consumer 1 is ready to buy Q prime 1. Q prime 1 is a quantity demanded at a certain price, that is P prime. There is another consumer in the market. He or she at the same price is willing to buy Q prime 2, right? Or let us say, then what do? We take individual demand curves and we do the horizontal summations, right? So we try to make it simple. You have already seen demand curve, linear demand curve. Now we are going to know market demand by horizontal summations of individual demand curves. We will have 3 graphs, right? I will erase this in order to have more space. Since there are two consumers, right? O, Y, X. This, as we have already discussed, price, quantity. So at P prime, this is P prime, this is the quantity demanded, this is P prime, and this is Q prime 1, quantity demanded by customer 1. Then you take another price P hat. If you take P hat, quantity demanded is this. We call it P hat. So here what is there? If you want to see, there we have Q hat 1, right? We will go slow so that you are able to get it. O, X, Y. This is the price, this is the quantity demanded. At P prime, consumer 1 is demanded Q prime one quantity of good. At P hat price, consumer 1 demands Q hat 1. This is the quantity demanded, right? This is the consumer 1. Let us go to consumer 2. O X Y. This is price, this is quantity, right? Once again, we go to this price is P prime. The quantity demanded is Q prime 2, right? Then another price level. This price level is P hat. Here quantity demanded is Q hat 2, right? It goes like this. This one goes like this, right? Then we go to these are the individual consumers' demand. Now we will go for horizontal summations for deriving market demand. O X Y, this is price, this is quantity, right? Once again we come to P prime of price. P prime and another one P hat. At P prime, this is the summation of these two. At P prime, what do we have? Q prime 1, and at P prime we have Q prime 1 and Q prime 2, right? At P prime we have Q prime 1 plus Q prime 2, right? Q prime 1, Q prime 2. Then at the another level of price P hat, what do we have? Q hat 1 plus Q hat 2, right? So here let us see once again. We presume there are two consumers in the market, hypothetically, in order to make it simple so that we can understand how market demand is derived. So this is one consumer. At the price of P prime, this is the price. The consumer demands Q prime 1 quantity of goods. At slightly lower price of P hat, the consumer demands slightly more quantity, and that is Q hat 1, right? And this is the, what is this? Demand curve. Another consumer. At price P prime, this consumer wants Q prime 2 quantity of goods. At slightly lower price level P hat, the consumer wants slightly more of the goods, Q hat 2, right? And this is the demand curve. So when we sum these up, these horizontal summations we do, we get, so when we sum up these two at P prime, the market demand is Q prime 1 plus Q prime 2. Here it is P prime Q prime 1 plus Q prime 2, right? At P hat, the summation is Q hat 1 plus Q hat 2, right? And here is this is the so here we get horizontal summations of the demand curve in order to arrive at the market demand of the product, right? Before this we had seen in demand, previous chapter, individual demand curve. We have seen here, initially I had shown you two diagrams, demand curve and linear demand curve, right? So customer 1, customer 2, here we will find 1, 1, customer 1, 2, 2, customer 2, price, quantity, then horizontal summations of the demand curve to arrive at market demand, right? Okay, this plus this is equal to this. This is the market demand. These are individual demands. It is called horizontal summation to arrive at market demand. Okay, so we'll rub it off and then similarly, a similar thing could be done for more than two consumers in the market, right? Only for the sake of simplicity, we have assumed that there are two consumers in the market in order to convey this idea to you, right? Now, adding up linear demand curves. I had shown you there linear demand curve, linear demand curve when we started. Adding up linear demand curves. What is that? Suppose you take D1P is equal to, as per the example from the book, 10 minus P. D2P is equal to 15 minus P. Customer 1, customer 2. Demand 1, demand 2. Right? So, we need to understand what it is. Consumer 1 demands 0 units of the good if the price is more than 10. Right? The consumer 1, it says at any price greater than 10, the consumer 1 demands 0 unit of the good. If the price is more than 10, the consumer demands 0 units. If the price is more than 15, consumer number 2 demands 0 units. So, what do they demand? If the price is equal to 10 or below 10, equal to 10 or below 10, the market demand will be a summation of these two. What will be that? 25 minus 2p. Right? We'll see it again. Consumer 1, consumer 2. Consumer 1 demands 0 units of the good if the price is more than 10. Here it is 10 minus p. So if the price is more than 10, the consumer 1 demands 0 units, doesn't want. Consumer 2, if the price is more than 15, here it is 15 minus p, p is the price. If it is more than 15, the consumer demands 0. More than 10, for consumer 1, 0. More than 15, for consumer 2, 0. Not for both. It's very clear, D1, D2. This demand 1 is for consumer 1. This demand 2 is for consumer 2. So, if in respect of consumer 1, if the price is more than 10, he says, I want 0. In respect of consumer 2, if the price is more than 15, this consumer wants 0. Now, if the price is equal to 10 or below 10, what happens? What is the market demand? This consumer is willing up to 10. This consumer is willing up to 15. So, if the price is equal to 10 or less than 10, both their demands can be met, right? And both of them can fulfill their demand. And the market demand will come to 10, 15, 25 minus 2p, right? So, this is for equal to or less than 10 price, right? If the price is more than 15, 0 for the consumer 2. If the price is more than 10, consumer 1 is not in picture. So what happens in between 10 and 15? More than 10 up to 15 means 15 or below. What is the market demand? Market demand is very simple. 15 minus p, right? So, I will write it like this. Consumer 1, consumer 2, right? More than 10, 0. More than 15, 0. Right? Up to 10, what is the demand? 10 minus p. Up to 10, 10 minus p. Second one, up to 15, this is the price. Up to 15, 15 minus p, right? More than 10, 0. Up to 10, this is the demand. More than 15, the demand is 0 for the consumer 2. Up to 15, it is 15 minus p. So, if you take two situations, one is consumer 1 plus consumer 2, right? Up to 10, this is the price. Up to 10 price, what is the market demand? Up to 10, consumer 1 is also ready. Up to 10, consumer 2 is also ready. So, it combines to 25 minus 2p. Now, one more dimension remains. What happens between 10 and 15? Equal to 10 and up to 15. Not equal to 10, more than 10 and up to 15. What is the demand? More than 10 and up to 15. What is the demand? More than 10, consumer 1 is out. Right? Up to 15, consumer 2 is in. So that demand is 15 minus P. Right? I hope you got it. I tried to make it very clear. Adding up linear demand curves. These are the two demand curves. D1 P is equal to 10 minus P. D2 P 15 minus P. So what are the scenarios? Consumer 1, if it is more than 10, price is more than 10, he says I want 0. Consumer 2, if the price is more than 15, he says I want 0. Right? Up to 10, consumer 1 says I can take 10 minus P. Up to 15, consumer 2 says I can take 15 minus P. So when we combine these two demands, at what rate? Suppose up to 10. Up to 10, consumer 1 is also ready. Consumer 2 is also ready. So the summations of demand is 25 minus 2P. Right? Then another thing remained, that is what happens between 10 and 15. More than 10 and up to 15. More than 10, the moment it is more than 10, consumer 1 is out. The moment it is up to 15, consumer 2 is in. So, more than 10 and up to 15, the demand is for the consumer 2, 15 minus P. Right? I hope I tried to make it simple. So, how to calculate market demand? In order to make it simple, we have taken only two consumers, but the same formula, same theory can be applied to considering more and more consumers in the market for deriving at the market demand of any product. Right? I hope you found it easy to understand. In case of any difficulty, please do approach me on my email ID, and my email ID will be there at the thumbnail to the video. Thank you very much.